Here is the midday news. First, the top stories. Ogun West Obas asked Amosun to consider Yewa Awuri in his administration for the 2019 governorship polls. Former head of state Yakubu Gowon asked judges to deliver godly judgment. President Buhari thanks Oshibajo for his loyalty. 20 state governments owing salaries and pensions according to survey. And on the foreign scene, gunmen attack Iran parliament, Ayatollah Khomeini shrine in Tehran. And South Africa falls into second recession in a decade. Good afternoon, I am Chienye Egwuonwu, bringing you the news in detail shortly. Now the news in detail. The Yewa Awori Traditional Council has urged Governor Ibikunle Amosun to pick one of the Ogun West indigenes serving in his administration as his candidate for the 2019 governorship polls. The Olu of Ilaro and the paramount ruler of Yewaland, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle, made the call while leading the council, made up of 19 Obas, to a meeting with Amosun at the governor's office, Okemoson in Abeokuta. He asks all Yewa Awori indigenes currently serving in the Amosun administration who are aspiring for the 2019 governorship poll not to work against any candidate picked by the governor. Oba Olugbenle says the governor's decision to support the Ogun West candidate in the 2019 governorship poll has posed a challenge to the traditional council to play a critical role in the governorship race. Amosun told the council members that he had told some of the governorship aspirants from the Ogun East of his decision to support an Ogun West candidate during the 2019 governorship poll, asking the traditional rulers to meet with other traditional councils in Egba, Ijebu, and Remo axis to support the agenda. Amosun promises to mobilize market women, students, artisans, and community development associations to vote for any Ogun West candidate that is picked. Acting President Yemi Oshibajo has requested the National Assembly to approve his request to access $1.5 billion loans from France, Islamic Development Bank and World Bank for infrastructural projects in 12 states. The loan request sent to the Senate President and Speaker of the House of Representatives is part of the 2016 to 2018 External Borrowing Plan. Under the loan, Ogun and Kaduna states will each access $350 million for their state policy operation from the World Bank. Others, like Ebonyi, will get $70 million for Ebonyi Ring Road project. Other states, $100 million for rural access and mobility projects to be provided by the Africa Development Bank and Islamic Development Bank. Others to benefit from the loan are Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, Enugu, Ondo, and Plateau states. Former head of state General Yakubu Gowon has asked the judiciary to administer true justice. True justice, according to Gowon, will increase the confidence of Nigerians that they will have a level playing field in the administration of justice. Gowon made the call in Abuja at the public presentation of a book written by the wife of the former Benue State Justice Commissioner, Dr. Grace Osuman. He urges judges to show mercy so that Nigerians will know that God of justice exists in the country. This, according to Gowon, could be achieved by upholding godly justice that will make people to feel they are equal under the law. National Bureau of Statistics has put the number of unemployed Nigerians in the past 2 years at 5.5 million under the Buhari administration. The Bureau, in its latest report on the unemployed, says 351,105 people were jobless at the end of the last quarter of 2016. As at August last year, the figure was 4.58 million, increasing to 5,124,913 people as of December 31st, 2016. The total unemployment figure recorded in the 2 years of Buhari administration, according to the Bureau, raised the population of unemployed Nigerians to 28.58 million. The figure was 24.5 million in the first quarter of 2016, 26.06 million in the second quarter of 2016, and 24.5 million in the last quarter of last year. President Muhammadu Buhari has thanked acting President Yemi Osinbajo for his loyalty to him. Buhari, who is still undergoing medical treatment in London, asked Nigerians to continue to support Osinbajo in his efforts. First Lady Aisha Buhari, who arrived from London on Tuesday morning, made this known in a statement issued on her arrival in Abuja. Aisha assured Nigerians that Buhari is recovering fast from his health condition and will soon return to the country. Buhari, according to her, appreciates Nigerians over their constant prayers for him, urging them to be strong in the face of challenges in the country. 20 of the 36 state governments are owing serving and retired civil servants on their payroll salaries and pensions. Budget in a nationwide survey says the salaries and pensions arrears range from 1 month to 36 months. Only Lagos and Rivers state governments, according to it, are cleared of owing either salaries or pensions and gratuities. Imo, Taraba, and Niger state governments, according to the survey, are owing 2 to 3 years pensions and gratuities, while Kogi, Abia, Benue, Oyo, Ekiti, and Ondo state governments have not paid salaries this year. Police in Osun State have launched a manhunt for a gang of armed robbers who killed 4 policemen during raids on banks in Iwo. Policemen, during exchange of gunfire with the bandits, killed one of them. 2 civilians and a bank worker were injured in the shootout. The armed robbers attacked 3 banks located opposite the Bowen University in the center of the town, using dynamite in their attack. Before advancing on the banks, the bandits had attacked the police division in the town, destroying an armored personnel carrier stationed there. You're still listening to the Midday News on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business, and sports news. Please do stay with us. On the foreign scene, armed individuals have opened fire at the Iranian parliament and the shrine of Ayatollah Khomeini in the capital, Tehran, causing a number of casualties. Heavy gunfire could be heard on an audio recording from inside the parliament chamber, and there are reports that a security guard has died. Several people were injured at the shrine dedicated to the founder of the modern Islamic Republic. There was 1 suicide bomber and 2 or 3 other gunmen. The Iranian Labour News Agency reported that 2 attackers had been arrested, while 5 people got wounded at the shrine and 1 person confirmed dead. The attack at the mausoleum, several kilometers to the south, happened at the same time and appeared to be coordinated. UK Prime Minister Theresa May has said she will change human rights laws if they get in the way of tackling terror suspects. She said this will help restrict the freedom and movement of those posing a threat and deport foreign suspects. The UK could seek opt-outs from the European Convention on Human Rights, which it has abided by since 1953. The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said the UK would not beat terrorism by ripping up basic rights, while the Lib Dems said it was a cynical pre-election move. Ahead of Thursday's general election, the rival parties have been criticizing the Tories over police cuts following the terror attacks in London and Manchester. Speaking after the London attack, Mrs. May said enough is enough and that things need to change in the terror fight. In an interview with The Sun, Mrs. May said she would also consider extending the time suspects could be held without charge to 28 days after it was reduced to 14 days in 2011 under the coalition. South Africa has fallen into recession for the first time in 8 years after economic growth shrank by 0.7% between January and March. The downturn due to weak manufacturing and trade follows a 0.3% fall in GDP in the final quarter last year. It's the first time that economic has slowed for 2 consecutive quarters at the technical definition of a recession since 2009. Africa's third largest economy is under pressure after President Jacob Zuma fired its respective finance minister, Pravin Gordhan, earlier this year. It prompted 2 credit rating agencies, the Standard & Poor's and Fitch, to downgrade South Africa's credit worthiness to junk. and this means it is more expensive for South Africa to borrow money because it is seen as having a higher risk defaulting on its debts. Next is the business news. Nigeria's total debt stock has been put at 19.55 trillion naira as at March 31 this year. That's according to the Debt Management Office, DMO. The figure rose from 17.36 trillion naira as of December 31, 2016. DMO says the breakdown of the debt stock includes $13.30 billion, up from $11.4 billion on December 31, 2016. For the domestic debt, the figure dropped to 11.97 billion naira from the initial 13.58 billion naira on December 31, 2016. A breakdown of the domestic debt component showed that while FGN bonds was 8.178 trillion naira, Nigerian Treasury bills 3.6 trillion naira, the Nigerian Treasury bond was 191 billion naira, and the FGN savings bond 2.068 billion naira. Finally, sports news. Super Eagles coach Gennard Rowe has revealed why he did not select Chinese-based players such as John Obi Mikel, Odion Igalo, and Anthony Ujar for his latest Nigeria squad. Along with the above-mentioned trio, Obafemi Martins and Brown Ideye were also left out of the Super Eagles squad for the upcoming 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against South Africa. Raw revealed that Mikel's omission is due to injury and admitted that it is difficult to track the progress of the strikers in China, and he explained that promising performances from the likes of Henry Onyekuru, Olanrewaju Kayode, Victor Osimhen and Alhassan Ibrahim in the training camp in France swayed his decision, and Raw oversaw a 3-0 friendly win over Togo last week and will be hoping for a similar result against Bafana Bafana on Saturday. South African Football Association has confirmed that the Bafana Bafana delegation will arrive Nigeria today ahead of Saturday's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier with the Super Eagles in Uyo. Meanwhile, 21 invited Super Eagles players alongside the technical crew and backroom staff have commenced training sessions ahead of the qualifier. That was the midday news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Ogun West Obas asked Amosu to consider Yewa Awori in his administration for 2019 governorship race. Former head of state Yakubu Gowon asked judges to deliver godly judgments, and President Buhari thanks Osinbajo for his loyalty. 20 state governments owing salaries and pensions according to survey. While on the foreign scene, we told you that gunmen attacked Iran Parliament Ayatollah Khomeini shrine in Tehran, and South Africa fell into second recession in a decade. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Chienye Egwuonwu. Good afternoon, and do have a great day ahead.